Justin Trudeau, he is taking an extra long weekend. So today he has taken a personal day. Again, as I mentioned, it's
Ooh.
Tuesday, August the 8th. So in Canada, yesterday was a civic holiday, a statutory holiday. And so this, I guess, is the Prime Minister's work ethic. You know, his latest campaign slogan, I think it's like an unofficial campaign slogan, but it's always like roll up our sleeves and get to work. And here he is taking an extra long weekend, a personal day. I think it's 5 days post
Mhm.
announcement of his separation from his wife of 18 years, Sophie. And so at that time last week, when they announced that they were formally separating, they asked for privacy and to be left, alone, give their family respect and privacy during this difficult time, and respect their children and this and that. They took to social media to kind of in unison say these things together. And then we saw on Saturday, I think it was at that point 2 days later, Justin Trudeau is posting on all of his social media platforms a photo of him and his son. And just very point blank there, he's saying, "We're Team Barbie." So this is after, I suppose, his personal review of the Warner Brothers production Barbie that was just released at the end of July. And you can see him here clad in pink with his son, who I guess is a teenager. I'm not actually sure how old his son is or what his name is. But there you have it. He's Team Barbie. Have you seen the movie, Alexa? What do you think about this?
But that just like put more fuel on the conspiracy theory that Mr. Trudeau is maybe. But it's just the reaction of the people on Twitter regarding that picture, especially like I don't know if you can. A lot of people, important people, really important influencer people have say about that picture as Jordan Peterson, as there is Piers Morgan. There was, I'm trying to remember who did talk about that picture. But anyway, because he received a lot of backlash and comments, right, Rachel Gilmore did publish like a post regarding the backlash from those people saying like that they they are not like can you put on the website, because I want to read exactly what she say about the tweet that she mentioned, Olivia. Yeah. So the other one, can you put the other one that I post on the thread? I think it's really relevant of like how hilarious all this is. She said that I want you all to know that this is what men who are insecure in their masculinity look like. But I think it's like she took the screenshot of four of them. But the thing is like we don't see who she's talking about. She looked like she's talking about Justin Trudeau and his son, but actually it was about like Charlie Kirk and Jordan B. Peterson. But I'm not sure that Jordan B. Peterson is insecure in his masculinity. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, that's right. There's a difference here between embracing your femininity, which is what I would say that Trudeau is doing on full display, and kind of like roping his son in for the ride, and then this apparent like hit on people who are insecure in their masculinity because they didn't wear a pink hoodie and go see the Barbie movie. As the prime minister, as you know, the head of government, like Justin Trudeau is the Canadian head of government. And I want to remind our viewers that Canada is facing record inflation. We have a housing crisis. Our medical systems across provinces and territories almost unanimously are in shambles. This prime minister has a crumbling marriage, right? They've just announced their formal legal separation. And there's all this chitter chatter, behind the scenes. And as you mentioned, Alexa, like these conspiracies,
Mhm.
which I call them theories, but they turn out to just be facts if you wait, I think, on average 3 to 6 months. But that Justin Trudeau is going to come out as being gay or trans or who knows what he'll identify, what letter of the alphabet soup he'll end up identifying with, if at all. But for someone like that to have his priority a mere few days after saying that he wants his family and his children to have privacy and respect in light of the announcement of this separation, for him to then go out and post this photo on social media of him and his son bearing, clad in pink, being on Team Barbie, a movie that is, being criticized. Yeah, here it is, the press release that they, for the well-being of our children, we ask that you respect our and their privacy. And then literally 2 days later, he goes and posts this photo on social media of him and his son seeing the Barbie movie. I wonder if his daughter was taking the photo. Like, why didn't you choose to take your daughter to the Barbie movie? This film has really been kind of criticized. I haven't seen it myself. I really have no desire to go and see the Barbie movie. I was a Barbie fan as a child. Like I played a lot of Barbies. Actually, I didn't really like to play the Barbies. I like to just set them up. I was all about setting it up and having it look like a real house. And then I would get so mad at my sister if she actually played with the Barbies because she would wreck the setup. Anyway, so I'm not a huge fan myself. I have no desire to go see this movie, but I wonder why he didn't take his daughter to see the movie. And they say that it's kind of our demographic, like the ones that actually played with Barbie as children, that this is kind of nostalgic for them and that this isn't really a children's movie. It's more for the older generations who want that sense of nostalgia to look back on. But the whole thing is just really bizarre. I was actually surprised it wasn't a parody account, and apparently so was one of our thought leaders, Canadian Jordan Peterson. He retweeted the Prime Minister's social media post. And I guess it's like, I don't even know if we can say retweet anymore because Twitter is now being called X. So whatever retweeting or re-Xing that is, whatever that will be called as we move forward, getting used to this new X platform. But he said it's hard to believe that re-Xing. It's hard to believe that he's real, but it's true, Canada. And it's just a complete parody. Like, what a joke on the world stage. As I mentioned, we have all these, like, Canada is really in shambles depending on where you live and what your kind of income bracket is. And this is the priority of the Canadian head of government, is to go out and see the Barbie movie. And then that's one thing, right? If you go out in your personal time and you go watch a film with your kids, so what? So be it. But then to post it on the social media, to pick a side, to be Team Barbie, and Barbie is not really this like wholesome figure of, integrity, and like Barbie's really very materialistic and is one of the main influencers with unhealthy body proportions. And I could go on and on about why Barbie's not an ideal kind of figurehead for anyone or anything. And so it's just very bizarre that the Prime Minister, during this tumultuous time in Canadian history and also in his own personal life, chose to go ahead and do this on social media.
I also like we will not see that kind of picture at the end of Sound of Freedom. I'm not sure about that, but the thing is, the whole Canada system is collapsing. Some individual cannot even afford to go to see a movie in the cinema. When like some just regular citizens see him wearing, well, we don't care about which color he's wearing, but wearing a pink shirt and going out from Barbies, having a good time, being able to have not only like free time, but having like enough money to go there. Some citizens is like, I don't have, I cannot even afford to have free time because I need to work all the time to be sure that I'm able to reach the end of the month. I cannot even go and see a film. The whole system around me is collapsing, and my prime minister seems to not care about it. And fun fact, and I was thinking about it, and when he did this press release about his separation, he didn't do it in front of media. He didn't do it like in front of people. He did it on media platform when
Mhm.
himself introduced a bill that we cannot even like share media on social media platform as Facebook, Meta, Instagram. So what insult for the press in Canada to not having like the prime minister to do this really important announcement in front of them. No, he decided to use media platform that actually banned Canadians to share the content.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all Canadian news sources and news content. Now you need to evade the social media algorithms because of Bill C-18 and C-11. And that's their Liberal government's own legislative shortfallings with this ambiguously worded, open to interpretation bills that were supposed to somehow prioritize Canadian content, monetize it, and the rigmarole, excuse me, that's ensued with social media platforms that you can't even share these newsy pieces on social media, which is where he's taking to announce these things. And we have here his chief of staff, Katie Telford, then took to social media in his defense after Piers Morgan kind of mocked this picture. And so let me just pull it up here. Yeah, Katie Telford is the chief of staff to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. And Toronto Star did an article here about Piers Morgan, who's an English broadcaster. And he said, "I'm so glad I'm not Canadian." And he was kind of mocking Trudeau after he shared this photo with his son at the Barbie movie. And then Katie Telford says that he is feeling the wrath of Canadians after this post on X, formerly known as Twitter. I might slip and probably refer to it as Twitter more often than not, but it's so funny to read through some of the comments on the post, because Canadians are all like, "No, we're with you. We're with Piers Morgan. We're with you on this. This is absolutely absurd." Same as what you're saying, Alexa. Like, there are many Canadians struggling to put food on the table, let alone going to see a movie at the theater. I don't even know what the going rate would be at the theaters by the time you buy your 2 tickets or however many tickets, popcorn, drink. I mean, you're looking at probably close to $100 just for a movie date for two
Oh yeah.
these days, with inflation the way that it is. And so this, again, is just absolutely absurd that this is the priority of the prime minister. And it would make sense that his chief of staff is coming to his aid and trying to save face here, because someone obviously thought that this would be a good idea. But Canadians the Liberals rather, are doing repeatedly poorly in their own polling. And so I don't know if someone made this decision based off of polling, whether or not Trudeau should go virtue signal about being on Team Barbie, but it doesn't seem to be really resonating the way that I think he had hoped, especially post announcement of this separation, when he's like, the narcissism is on full display here when you say 2 days ago, or well, 4 days ago now, that 4 to 6 days ago, that you wanted privacy.
That's a clip from something we call Rebel News Daily. It's our daily live stream hosted by my friend David Menzies, but the show also includes a rotating cast of hosts and special guests, including me. It's a great way for us to talk about the news of the day as the news is happening in an unscripted fashion, and it's an awesome way for you to interact with us as well. We stream every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Mountain, wherever you find Rebel News. See you there.